Welcome everyone to the Bob Pivot Courts on the beautiful campus of Coon Rapids High School to CTN's live presentation of girls high school tennis. It's a beautiful warm day. Howie Shapiro alongside a very special guest, Kelly Walton. Kelly, for those of you who don't know Kelly was a graduate of Coon Rapids High School in the year 2003. Sorry, I'll make that quick. 2004, sorry. And she was on the last team for the girls that went to state. So Kelly, welcome. Thank you so much for participating here with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That should be a lot of fun. So it'll be interesting to see as these matches unfold. And you talk about your tennis experience, but we'll see how many memories it brings back for you back in the days in 2004, 2003 on the court here.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't called the Bob Pivot Courts then.
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, many hours played here on these courts.
Yeah, and it's a nice day, a little warm, but we're gonna do your first singles and first doubles here this afternoon. First singles for the Cardinals, Gabby Newton in the far court. Gabby's a sophomore, and then in the near court, Alex Replie for Champlin Park. She is a senior. Champlin Park with a 1-0 record. Coon Rapids 0-8 to start the season, and Coach Stork said this has never happened to me before, so they're looking to turn it around here this afternoon. Replie is one of the top players in the state. So, Gabby, as you and I talked about before this match, sophomore, so she'll have her work cut out for her, but a great opportunity for her to learn and improve upon her game.
Yep, she's still got another 2 years where she can really find her place on the court.
Well, and you talk about playing against competition like this for her is just so important. And in your growth as a tennis player, and she's able to to come out here and face Alex Replie and see what she can do to gain some games off of her.
Yeah, there's something about, it can get frustrating when you're losing, but when you're playing really strong players, you develop your skills as well. So it is important to play people who are better than you. You can learn strategy, and just hone in your skills as you're going through all your matches.
And tennis, especially at the singles game, there's such a mental aspect involved, and things can get into your head real easily. And if you start getting on a roll one way or the other, it's sometimes difficult mentally to get out of that.
Yep, definitely.
All right, they're gonna decide who serves first here, unless they already have. They must already have. So Replie is going to start serving in this first singles match. First one's a little bit long. Second service hit the net.
Great serve. A
beautiful serve. We talk all the time about second service, and at least I do as a former tennis player as well. You have to, it's important to have a good second serve, because I'm guilty of it in the past where I've got a nice first serve, but my second serve was maybe a little slow, and I'm being more cautious with it just to make sure I get it in.
Yeah, and then usually a good player then can pounce on that if it's really slow or really soft. So yes, the first serve is also important for the power and maybe the angle for it, but yeah, second serve is just as important. The serve is the most important shot of the game. If you don't get your serves in, you're losing points.
Oh, it was interesting. They took a bit of a break after the first point. I'm not really sure why, but so it's 15-love in favor of Replie. Nice approach to the net by Replie, and then that strong shot to the corner. Newton really couldn't get over to it.
Yeah. Gabby did definitely have a good return of serve, though.
She did. Yeah, you can see her ground strokes are so nice, and just the way she approaches the ball, why she is one of the better tennis players. I'm not sure if these two players have ever had the opportunity to play against each other, with one being a senior and the other a sophomore.
Wow, that was a great serve.
Yeah. I mean, she does a nice job of mixing her serves to either side of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, replay is working for us. We were just waiting for our replay guy to get here. He's a little bit late, but we'll forgive him. Oh, another nice service. Replie is going to take the first game in relatively quick fashion.
Yeah, she's got a very strong serve.
Yeah. Of course, Kelly had a brother that also graduated, has a brother that graduated. Sorry about that. In 2008, Eric Celine.
Yep.
I remember Eric. A double fault to start. Service for Gabby Newton.
Nice serve by Gabby.
Yep. And again, for her to have an opportunity again to get her opponent to make some unforced errors.
Mm-hmm.
First serve hits the net. Boy, her ground strokes just are really, really solid. It's not much that Gabby can do to return that one.
Yeah, your ground stroke return of serve, you try to hit it in the back of the court.
Yep.
So if it's really strong and powerful, it can catch off guard sometimes.
I believe it's 1540, I think.
Yes, that would make sense based on the side.
Yep.
Another strong return.
Another relatively convincing game for Replie. Replie, I'm sorry. I'll get it eventually, hopefully before this first set's over. So she'll take a 2-0 lead with service. A double fault for Replie, so I'll make it 40-30. Yeah, the beautiful approach to the net and a nice volley.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been off a point.
Should be, I think, 15 all.
Oh, yeah, okay. Glad you know what you're doing. Well, that was a good opportunity for Gabby. Just couldn't get it to make clear the net because she may have had point on that. Great service. I mean, that's such a big part of your game, obviously, as you know. I mean, if you're strong from the service line, I mean, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, and the goal is always to win your service games.
Correct.
And it's, you know, kind of a guaranteed game in your belt. So, yeah, she's got a really, really strong serve.
Yep. We're seeing to the left of us, our first double is starting to warm up. We'll get to that at some point here. That should be a good one as well. And another look at that point for the win for Replie as she moves to 3-0. I believe. I think that was a winning point, wasn't that? Oh, she put the balls back on, or they're going to change unless they change. I don't know.
Yeah, they should be on a changeover.
Yeah, they should be a changeover.
Yeah, it should be 3-0.
Because it's 3-0.
Replie,
right?
yep.
Yep. They just haven't changed it on the scoring yet. What do you remember most about your high school tennis playing days?
Oh, that's a very broad question.
Yeah. Okay, what's one highlight that you can remember that always stood out to you?
I mean, going to state as a team was a lot of fun.
I would imagine.
You know, it almost seemed like nobody there knew who Coon Rapids was because we just never make it there.
Right.
So that was a lot of fun representing Coon Rapids at state. And yeah, that was fun. We were there as a team. And then my senior year for regionals trying to make it to state, I played doubles and we placed third, and you need to place first or second to make it to state. So kind of a bummer, but we played very well.
You were so close.
We were both singles players that year.
Okay.
And so we teamed up to play doubles, and we did very well, considering we've never really played doubles together. So those were fun.
Very cool. Short. So Replie is going to take the early lead here.
Replie moves very well.
Yeah.
She split steps right before the serve happens, and she's on her toes so she can move either way, and that's, you know, that's the hallmark of a good player. Can always be ready for any sort of shot.
That's going to be out, and that's a nice point by Gabby. I mean, her ground strokes were solid, and I think building confidence is so important when you're playing against a player of this caliber, and the fact that, you know, that she's hitting the ball back and forth with her and gets that win, gets her to hit it long. I think it was out.
I can't tell what they call that.
I can't tell either. Just a miss hit by Gabby there. key for Gabby is just to play her game and not let her opponent get in her head.
Yep.
Because I'm sure, you know, if you've had that experience where you've played an opponent with better, if you get down, it's really important not to let them get in your head. A beautiful return.
Yeah, that was a great return.
That was a really nice play at the net too by
And Replie knows what, you know, she knows how to play the court. Yep. So she followed up that taking Gabby out way wide. She followed up coming into the middle to cut off the angle. And yeah, very smart play.
Yep. A tough angle for Replie to get that one. Too, when you're in her situation and you're playing an opponent that maybe isn't as strong as you, she has to make sure that she doesn't play down to her competition either.
Yes, that is also, that can be really hard to do as well.
Yep.
Especially if the pace of the games are going slower, and yeah, that can be, you gotta keep up on your game.
Yep. Double fault.
Nice return.
Really nice return.
It's like
that was game. So it makes it 4-0 in favor of Alex Replie with her service.
Wow.
Boy, she is good.
That was a great angle.
Yeah, first of all, it started off with a really nice serve and it kicked high to Gabby, and her return just allowed her to just put a lot of power on that ball across court for the winner.
She's definitely favoring serving to Gabby's backhand. Which, if you can place your serves, I mean, that's a great tool to have as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just a solid first service. I mean, and there's not really much difference between her first and second serve.
Great game by
Yeah.
Her serve, you can't mess with it.
No, you really can't.
She's very consistent with it.
And she's really good when she attacks the net once she's had her service.
Yeah, she tries to get up to the net, put the point away.
So it's quickly 5-0 in favor of Alex Replie of Champlin Park. Gabby Newton will be serving, try and see if she can get a game here in this first set.
It's been so long since I've played. Is it two out of 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the okay? Okay, thank you.
Was it that way when you played?
Yeah, yes, I believe so. It's been so many years, I don't remember.
You're not trying to forget, are you?
No, I'm not trying to forget, but I just, everything's kind of a, so it'll be 2 out of 3, and if you make it to a third, then it's a tiebreaker, or, so it could go anyway. So.
Well, I think the third set is best of 15.
Best of 15, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there can be like a 7-point tiebreaker, 10-point tiebreaker, so there's a lot of different ways it could be structured. Replie has a nice spin on the ball.
Yep.
For her forehand strokes, so those can be tough, if you haven't seen that a whole lot.
Nice service.
Nice serve.
Remember your very first racket? And if so, what kind?
I had, now I gotta think about this. I believe I had, I know I had the racket that Maria Sharapova had.
Okay.
So I believe it was Prince, and it was a
Okay.
shark.
Okay, gotcha.
And so
Was it a graphite or was that a? Yeah,
yes.
it has to have been. Okay.
Yeah. Those are the rackets I know that I
Yep.
got when I was in high school. Because that was when, during like early 2000s was when she was really big in the US Open and such. So.
Well, the first set is going to go to Alex Replie, 6-0. My first racket was we played with back in the day when I was really old, really young, and much younger than I am today. We played with wood rackets.
Yes.
So I played with a Stan Smith, a Wilson Stan Smith.
Yes.
And I also had a Dunlop Max Ply.
Okay.
And
Well,
then
I take that back. I mean, I started playing in, I believe it was either second or third grade.
Okay.
So I would have had a Wilson or
Sure, absolutely.
or something before that. But I distinctly remember my bright blue Prince rackets.
That's great.
But yeah, no, I am very familiar with the wood rackets too. My dad would go out and hit with my brother and I.
Oh, nice.
And he would not give up those wood rackets. That's what he grew up using.
I still have my wood rackets.
He's still, yeah.
And my one Dunlop one was strung with catgut. They used to string it with catgut back in the day. And it was very important that you didn't get your racket wet because it could start deteriorating the strings.
Okay.
I'm surprised the strings are still together on mine. And then I had a Wilson, if you ever remember, a Wilson T2000. It was a metal racket.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Eric and I both playing, my dad ended up getting a stringing machine.
Oh,
so
that's
he
smart.
would string, so we didn't have to
Very cool.
go get it done.
Very cool.
And and my brother ended up playing at the club team at the University of Minnesota.
Oh, he
and I
did?
played at Winona, and so there were a few times Mom and Dad would travel to come watch with us, and Dad would bring his racket or his stringing machine.
Yeah.
Because he'd have to restring the rackets.
That's great. I love that.
In the hotel room.
I love it.
Yep.
Oh, the days, the good old days, right?
Yeah.
We'll start set number 2 here with Replie on service. She won that first one easily, 6-0. I'm surprised they're not getting first doubles going already.
Yeah, they're taking a long warm-up. Unless the Champlin Park team, requested it. With traveling, you don't get the warm-up like Coon Rapids got to.
That's
so.
true. First service out. Again, just strong. It's a strong game overall by Replie. Whether it's your forehand replacement or serve or backhand strong. Although we haven't seen her hit a lot of backhands.
No, you're right. She has hit mostly forehands, but she's also really good at angle placement
Yes.
too. She doesn't just stick to the middle of the court. She definitely hits the angles towards the alley. And it helps it's not windy today, so you don't have to worry about the wind taking your ball.
I remember we were doing one year we were doing a boys tennis match, and there were still some mounds of ice on the ground. And literally, where we stood, there was on a big mound of ice. It was so interesting to stand on this little snow bank while you're doing a tennis match.
Yep, I remember, I don't know what year it was, but we were away at a team and it started snowing in, September.
It's crazy.
It was
Well,
very
Minnesota.
cold.
That's
it
Minnesota.
was very cold, yeah. Yeah, that would be a challenge with the boys team
Yeah.
in the spring. The weather can be very iffy.
Yeah, thank you.
We would just have the really hot days still.
Yeah. It's not too bad today. It's at least it's not. It doesn't seem to be humid. The sun is definitely out. It was rainy earlier, but the sun definitely out now.
Looks like doubles is just about to start here.
Yeah. Double fault for Replie with very few. That was long by Newton. That will give the game to Replie. She's going to start second, number 2, up 1-0. I think we have a couple of matches on the schedule this season. I know we always try and do one, but every once in a while we get a couple in, so that'll be nice. Service is lit. Out. That's going to be a double fault for Gabby. Two double faults in a row. And sometimes when you miss that first service, as we talked about, you tend to push it a little bit too much on your second serve. I think she did that there.
Yeah, it can be really common to double fault or then just push it too long.
Yep.
You're just trying to get it in. And
Yep. Almost praying it'll go in.
Yeah. Oh,
Beautiful shot.
nice lob.
Again, Replie gets pressure at the net, but Newton did a really nice job of reacting to that and getting that lob over her head, and not much Replie could do.
Yeah, those are tricky. You can't really run those down.
No. That one's deep. Not sure if she called that in or out. Looked like it could have hit the line, but gone are the days that they used to call the point every time they served, where the score was. I miss those days.
Yeah, especially the point that are very close.
Yep.
Like on the line, you don't know which way it was called.
Replie just taking a moment for herself. Just overhit that one into the net. A double fault. I believe that gives Gabby Newton the game here. Makes it, I believe, 2-1, or is it 1-1? 2-1. 2-1. Yeah, because Replie started the service in the second set. At 2-1 in favor of Replie here in set number 2. Replie handily won that first set 6-0. Well, this is a big service game for Newton. You know, if she can win service here and tie it up 2-2. I mean, it's all about how many games you can get from an opponent that plays as well as Replie does.
And if she would get 2 in a row, that could really, you know,
boost
her confidence and kind of maybe mess with Replie's head a little bit. It can, if you have a couple bad shots, it can, you got to be careful it doesn't get the best of you.
Agreed. That stroke is long. Double fault. That stroke is long as well. Oh,
that's a great return.
Great, very dominant. That'll give her the game, make it 3-1 in favor of Alex Replie. Replie trying to go cross court. The return was a little shallow, but she just tried to put it where Newton was not, and she's going to force it wide. her shot was in or out, asking Gabby Newton for the call. Makes it very difficult for Gabby Newton to get back at that shot as she's going to her right, puts it back to her left, and she's trying to come cross court.
And that would be Gabby's backhand, so that's
right.
That's difficult to have a running back and recovery, so especially with a two-handed backhand. So it's a smart shot on Replie's part.
Oh, another beautiful stroke. She's going to win that one, makes it 4-1. Here in the second set for Alex Replie. Both players going to get hydrated a little bit here before they resume their match. 4-1 in favor of Replie in set number 2. We're going to move over to the doubles match as Alex Replie is pretty much has this one in hand so far anyway, up 4-1 in the second set. So in the far court for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, we have Brooklyn Nienaber and Lily Newton, both seniors. And in the near court for Champlin Park, Yulia Horton and Vanessa Pham. For Champlin Park, Brooklyn Nienaber will serve to Horton. So far, Champlin Park's first double team doing a nice job here, up 3-0 in set number 1. That serve from Nienaber is long. Double fault. And Champlin Park looks to be fairly strong up top, first and second, first singles and first doubles. But Pham is very strong at the net.
Yeah, she poached that shot really well.
First service long.
Thank you.
Yep.
double fault. That'll give the game to Champlin Park, makes it 4-0 in favor of the Rebels' first double squad. Solid first serve by Yulia Horton, and a good play at the net by Pham. That first point here. Neighbor's dad, Zach Neighbor, standing right behind her, giving her all the encouragement in the world. I know. There's Zach, and Zach's an assistant, he's the defensive, I'm sorry, not assistant, but defensive coordinator for the football team. They have a big home opener tomorrow night against Brainerd, right back here. The beautiful new turf. Then again, left that return up, an easy smash.
Easy put away between, right down the middle.
Yep.
Which is a good place to hit it, because when there's two players, you kind of sometimes look at each other and say, oh, that was you.
Is that yours or is that mine? No, that's yours, definitely.
There can be some confusion. Another nice grab at the net there.
Yep. So that'll give the team of Horton and Pham the win again. Makes it 5-0 here in the first set in Champlin Park. We're just keeping an eye on the first singles, of course, while they're doing it. But again, she's pretty dominant.
They've had some long points, though.
They have.
Gabby has been able to, keep the game going.
And we've talked about, keep in mind, Gabby just a sophomore, so yeah, she's got a long way to go here in this program, and this is the best experience for her in the world to play a player like this and know the part of her game she needs to work on and to continue to grow and develop. Lily Newton serving at down 0-5.
Yep.
That ball cleared our fence here and probably sitting underneath our van somewhere. Stork, head coach for he does it all here for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, looking for that lost tennis ball. He's been doing it a long time. He's really developed this program, taking over where Bob Pivick started, and that's going to end it for first singles, so it'll be a 6-0, 6-1 win for Alex Replie. looking for the lost tennis ball.
I think they're going to borrow from.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. Maybe
The match
maybe
that
that'll
just
change.
ended.
Maybe that'll change things.
Yeah.
Bring in one fresh tennis ball and see what happens. Again, the stroke's just so solid by these double players. That time, Pham with a solid return. Now, for me, it's a different style. Usually when I play doubles, one player's close to the net and the other's serving.
Yes, that's what I
That's how I
remember
played.
playing as well.
Yeah.
But I know there can be different strategies.
Yep.
You can do I formation and the standard cross court
Yep.
from each other, one at the net, one serving.
Yep.
Occasionally you would see two baseline or back at the baseline,
Yep.
especially if your opponents are really strong at the net, because sometimes you don't want to get hit while you're up there, and
Correct.
you may have more reaction time. So that would be my guess is why they're both here at the baseline.
Let's-
Give themselves a little bit extra time to hopefully be able to return the ball.
That is first set win for the doubles team of Yulia Horton and Vanessa Pham.
They seem like they're a really solid team together.
Yeah, well,
They're
they're
partners.
Yeah, again, both of these teams, both these squads are all seniors
Okay.
on these both first doubles for the Rebels and for the Cards. But you're right; it looks like they've been playing together for quite a while and they know each other's game. Now, I'm not saying that Brooklyn and Lily do not, but I'm just saying it looks like it since we have not seen them. And so now an opportunity to hydrate a little bit for both teams, and they will start the second set. See what Coon Rapids can do about getting back into this match.
Yeah, hopefully fresh set. They can, start over and win a couple games and kind of get ahead.
When you played, did you have a team that you circled on the calendar every year that this is the team I want to play and I want to beat?
Not necessarily a team. So I had a friend who played for Noka,
Okay,
Lindy Brown.
okay.
In our senior year, we were both first singles.
Oh, cool.
So, and we played a lot on the off season and practice
Yep.
and drills over the winter. So that was a match that I was a little nervous for because it was a friend, and I know I know her strength and weaknesses.
Sure.
Though we both knew each other,
yeah.
so it actually made it a little bit difficult because it wasn't a new opponent. But
So how'd you do against her, typically?
I ended up, well, it was kind of half and half.
Yeah.
But that day, and I believe you guys were filming that day as well.
Okay.
I did come out and win. So
Nice.
we got a win for Coon Rapids that night. But
Good. You can give us credit for it then. Are you still friends to this day?
yes, I believe she lives out of state.
Oh, she does. Okay.
So I definitely haven't seen her in a long time. But we do occasionally correspond.
Nice. One or two matches done already. I know obviously first singles is done. I'm not sure if there's might be another match done as well.
That was a good strategy,
Yep.
hitting it deeper in the court, trying to keep it away from the person who was up at the net. And then working your way up towards the net yourself so you can hopefully get the volley.
Right.
So that was a smart shot, smart play. Unfortunately, it ended up with a shot in the net, but
Those things happen.
yep, it definitely happens. It was the right move. It was a solid.
Well, then I think Fab would love to have that one back. And
Yeah.
it was set up perfectly for her to put it away, but she just mishit. And she knows it.
Yep.
She's laughing about it.
Oh yeah, those and the total missed shots, those happen.
Yeah. We have the marching band practicing behind us, getting ready for tomorrow night. Their debut is tomorrow night as well. Did you go to all the football games when you were in high school?
I went to some.
Okay.
I wasn't a big football fan,
Gotcha.
just that sport in general.
Yep.
Nothing against the team, just
No, I get it. Not everybody likes football.
Yep.
I don't know how, but not
And
everybody.
and I still don't and really
Oh,
watch
no,
any
really?
football.
Oh.
Nope. But I mean, I did go to some of the games.
Yeah. That's fun.
It's
Friday
just a
night
fun
lights are fun.
atmosphere.
Oh, it
Yeah.
really is.
Yep.
Horton and Pham take the first set here in set number 2, or first game, I should say, in set number 2. Oh no, it's this set. Actually, it's 2-0. My bad.
It should be.
Oh no, it is 1-0.
Should be,
I was
yeah, I
going to
was
say,
gonna
why
say-
is it 2?
Yep.
I thought we only played 1, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's usually odd numbers when
Yeah.
you switch then.
I certainly don't give them an extra game.
They got to earn it.
Yep, absolutely. You know, when you're playing doubles, it's really a lot. There's so much communication with you and your partner, and and as you talked about, you have to be on the same page a lot, and you have to know where, when you're going to switch and
Yep.
things like that.
I mean, I remember I played a lot of doubles. I remember, calling out loud, switch or
Yep, me too.
So basically everybody could hear you, what your intention was. But yeah, when there's another person, when there's two of you playing, communication is really important.
Yeah, I remember one time I hit my partner in the back, square in the back with a serve. He was not happy with me.
It happens.
I know. At least it didn't hit him in the head, so that's I had that going for
Oh,
him.
that was a nice.
That was a
nice
nice
return down the
Yep.
line. I'm trying to.
Nice return there. Just took a little something off that volley, and it was tough for Newton to get up there and make that opportunity to get it back over the net.
Nice serve to
Yeah.
backhand.
Yeah, and then a little too much on it by Horton.
Yep. Oh, that was a nice
Yep.
kind of drop shot.
Well, and it's always tough when you're standing back by that middle line. It's
Yep.
tough to make that return. Tough to get your feet in the right position to do so.
Yep. They always referred to it when I was playing as no man's land.
That they did as well when I.
And it's true. You can get caught there. Get in some big trouble.
Pham that time trying to get that volley, just pushes it into the net. That's long. Just hit that one. Pham again just trying to push that cross court, hits into the net. And the doubles team of Newton and Nienaber just have to push that first set out of their mind and say, let's just start this one over and win this second set.
Yeah, second set, start over.
That one is out. Service long, and that will give the game to Champlin Park. Gives a 2-0 lead here, set number 2. And by the way, if you're interested, the band is taking requests if there's anything you'd like to hear. So I was told that we could just relay something to them and they'll play whatever you want.
They're quite talented if they can just play.
Yeah, hey, it's
you know any song requested.
Give them a suggestion, they'll play it. First service hit the tape.
These sunny days can make serving a little difficult, especially if you're facing the sun. My partner and I would always decide. I was a left-handed player.
Oh wow! Okay.
So we could always choose whatever side wasn't in the sun.
Okay. Oh, that was good. That was good.
So that was always helpful on the very sunny days.
When I was in high school, when I was a senior, we had the #1 tennis player in the state, and he was also a left-handed player.
Okay.
And if you remember the tennis player Rod Laver, that rings a bell, so Rod Laver was kind of a shorter tennis player, also left-handed. He kind of emulated his game after Rod Laver. He was good. He went on to play at Arizona State, play tennis at Arizona State, but he didn't do too much. I haven't seen him in years. That shot just hit the back line and popped up. Not much she could do about returning it.
Nice volley.
Yeah, that time Pham didn't miss it, the net. She put that away with authority.
think the shot ended up being in.
Yeah, I did.
She seemed a
Oh
little
yeah, no.
surprised.
Well, she was surprised. that definitely was. That's going to give the Rebel team of Horton and Pham a 3-0 lead here in set number 2. They've controlled that first set. They're controlling the second set here so far, and if it continues this way, can make quick work for us anyway. When quick work is in that first set, so far quick work here in set number 2.
Well, and doubles can be a faster paced, you know, with 2 of you on the court, just a lot of back and forth, and your ultimate goal is to get up at the net. So points can be really quick.
Looks like we just finished another match, but I'm not sure what the score is overall. All we know for sure it's 1-0 Champlin Park, but I'm sure it's different than that. Can you get that service deep? Difficult return for Newton. Mistimed that one and missed it. That was a good service. Of course, just as I say that, she double faults. That will give the game to Champlin Park, so they'll take a 4-0 lead with service.
It was a nice deep return of serve.
And Pham couldn't hit through her backhand. Certainly not the way she wanted.
Yeah. I noticed Champlin Park really takes advantage of doing hand signals to each other.
Okay.
Which is, not every team does it.
Right.
You know, and they probably have their own signals for, you know, their own thing. A lot of times it can be a placement of your serve, and then if you at the net is going to poach over or not, try to get the return. So it can be very advantageous.
That service was long. Get just a weaker backhand from Pham. Just cleared the net. That service by Pham. That one's long.
Looks like the return went a
Yeah, I
little
think
wide.
it did.
So it should be deuce now.
I believe. Yeah, I believe so. That may have been heading out.
Yeah, it would have been close.
Yeah. But got to make sure you know it's going to go out if you decide to let it go.
Yep.
Better off trying to keep the ball in play. Nice return. Found that back corner. That's going to give the game to Champlin Park, and they're going to go up 5-0. Opportunity to close it out here if they break service. Coon Rapids doubles team of Lily Newton and Brooklyn Nienaber trying to stay alive in this one. I'd love to be able to get a game or two here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I was ever playing a stronger opponent, I was always hope for at least one game.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's what Gabby Newton was hoping. And
yeah.
She did get one game.
She did get one.
Yep. They're getting a little miscommunication as to who was going to go. First service was out. It was long.
It's a nice angle.
Yep. It definitely was. Well, this Champlin Park first doubles team has really controlled this one, from from start, just about to finish here. It's long. Again, split the middle. Did a nice job.
She got a racket on it.
That's,
It
just,
just
that's gonna do it. I thought there was I didn't know that was the end, but that's gonna do it. And the doubles team of Yulia Horton and Vanessa Pham gonna take this this one 6-0-6-0, and we'll complete what we're gonna do here at CTM. But certainly it's been a lot of fun, Kelly, and we really appreciate the fact that you were here. You added a lot to our broadcast, and we appreciate the experience that you bring, and the fact that you were a former Cardinal and you went to state. But that we're just going to wrap up here. First singles, Alex Replie beating Gabby Newton 6-0, 6-1. And then, as we mentioned, Yulia Horton and Vanessa Pham beating Brooklyn Nienaber and Lily Horton by the score of 0-6, 0-6. So that will do it for her. We want to thank everybody for watching, for the crew, for Kelly Walton. I'm Howie Shapiro saying good night. Have a good night, everyone.